Hello, everyone. Welcome to Living Hypnotically, where we explore the application and benefit of hypnosis with professional hypnotists. And I have Lisa Shook with me here today. She's been a professional hypnotist for over 5 years, and I can't wait to dive in and ask her some questions. We were talking earlier about some things that are coming up in her practice right now. Lisa, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Erica. I am excited to be here.
We were
And
just talking.
I've listened to a few of the other hypnotist interviews, so it's so exciting to share this
Good.
amazing information.
Yeah, I agree. And you were telling me, or about ready to tell me, when you became a hypnotist, like your origin story, things didn't come out the way you had originally planned, right? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, totally not what I intended. I had It was definitely transitional time in my life. I had just sold my sign company, closed my indoor dog park, and I had past experience in energy healing and Reiki and training in that. So I had taken a year off, and now came the point where it's time to figure out what I want to do when I grow up. And I thought I had a deep desire to help other people through just my own life experiences. I thought I'd be opening an energy healing business. And the day I had my hands on the keyboard to sign up for a business license, your ad pops up.
No
And
way.
I had to laugh, like, a hypnotist? I think your question was, can you be a hypnotist or something to that effect?
Yep.
And
Yep.
you're swinging that
The pocket watch,
stopwatch.
right? Based on my book, Can You Be a Hypnotist? Yeah, and the commercial on
I
YouTube.
think,
Yep.
yeah, I think it must have been before that though. Anyway, so the ad pops up and I just had to laugh because I knew when I saw that I was supposed to go through your training.
And you
And
listened.
and I listened. That was the thing. I was in a good place where I could listen. And yeah, once we interviewed, I knew that was it.
What was it about the interview that made you cross that line, would you say?
You asked really good questions. Why? Why did I want to be a hypnotist? What do I think would make me a good hypnotist?
Yeah.
And from my heart, I knew, even though I knew nothing really too much about hypnosis, I just
Right.
knew that was it. So I'm
We
glad I
like
was
it to
able to.
be, yeah, heart-centered, and so a lot of our students that come in will report that they felt a real connection and wanting to do something fulfilling, wanting to do something for the greater good, wanting to be of service, right? What we call a servant's heart. Not just wanting to do street hypnosis or be up on
Right,
stage or do some of these things that some people might think are cool or interesting. Like,
right.
that's not how we do it, right?
Mm-mm. Yeah, no, there's such a great satisfaction and reward. And I was reminded of that recently, going
Mhm.
to a hypnosis convention
Yeah,
and
tell
being
me about it.
around all the other hypnotists, seeing like young people to people in their 80s, men and women of all ages. Nobody talks about retiring because this is just part of life, how we live, right? That's why I
Mhm.
love your podcast, Living Hypnotically.
So how do you live hypnotically? How have you applied hypnosis to your own life? This is one of my favorite questions. I want to know, you're a professional hypnotist. You've done it for 5 years. So how do you apply hypnosis to your own life to live in the way that you want to live?
Self hypnosis every day.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. And how do you find that is serving you? What is it that you're getting out of self-hypnosis every day that wasn't happening before you became a hypnotist?
I'm not having to use the critical mental energy and become exhausted trying to figure things out. I can listen and connect with myself first and then be there with my clients and not have all the analyzing and logic get in the way.
Beautiful. Can we just pause there? Okay. Because I think some people don't realize that hypnosis is highly effective. What it's doing is quieting the noise of the thinking mind that often gets it wrong so that we can tap into unconscious and subconscious, where we often find what we would call the truth or a deeper truth or a deeper understanding. So we're not intuiting anything, although I'm not taking anything away from people who are talking about that, or we're talking about getting rid of part of the mind that blocks us from the truth that's deep down inside of us already, right?
And it is natural. That's the thing. There's so many myths out there, but it's so natural. Just like when we're waking up in the morning and going to sleep at night, right?
The
That
hypnagogic,
little
yep,
space.
those
It's
states of mind. Beautiful. Tell me about some of the clients that you're working with. I know that you help a lot of folks like with not relaxing or they think they can't relax. And I think there's a lot of people in the world who have really high stress jobs or jobs where they feel like either they can't relax or relaxing isn't part of how they operate. And so they discount it and it can be a problem, right?
It can for sure. Yes. I work with lots of attorneys and lawyers and high profile people that you might see on TV. So yeah, there's a lot of stress and they'll usually come in saying, I can't shut it off. I can't relax. So I'm wondering how this hypnosis thing works. How can I stop and relax? Because my family's complaining at home. I can't shut off work or I'm staying too busy.
The presenting issue here can be a variety of things. Like in my practice, I would have people coming in, they're drinking too much because they can't turn it off. They can't fall asleep because they can't turn it off. What are the presenting issues that they're coming to you with?
Eating at night,
Ah,
which is me because I had that same problem before. I
and
could,
tell us, yep. So tell us about that. What are
yeah,
you,
eating healthy all day,
yep.
exercising, but that nighttime comes around, having dinner. You had dinner when you're not hungry, but all of a sudden you find yourself, oh, just ate a whole bag of popcorn or snack, even healthy snacks, just chomp chomp eating
Not out
mindless,
of hunger.
not out of hunger,
And this
right?
is the time of day where I find, I would say, is the second most challenging time of the day for my weight loss clients. One is afternoon. So, like between 3 and 5 p.m., they're wanting to eat the donuts or whatever in the break room. And then there is after dinner and before bed. And often this happens if the kids go to bed or the spouse goes to bed, or there might be some kind of me time or that
Right,
quiet, peaceful time where nobody's bothering you. And I find a lot of my clients mindlessly eat for pleasure at that time of day because it's the only moment of quiet, peace, and pleasure that they get, perceived moment of quiet, peace, and pleasure they get
right.
all
I
day.
think that's it. The perceived that now I can relax. Now I can just let go.
And they need it. They need it. Most of them really do need that peace of mind. We just don't need to be eating along with it. And I know that you are helping people with weight loss. You've got a new program coming up. Can you talk about that? How you're helping, how hypnosis is helping solve this problem?
Oh, for sure. Because I worked with you before on
Hmm.
my own problems. So this has helped me come up with a way I can help these other people who are mindlessly eating at night, snacking,
Yeah.
um,
Consuming. That's what it is for me,
consuming.
right? It's just
Yeah,
like this consuming, wanting something. And I realized when I want to consume something, but I'm not actually hungry, and this is what I'm doing now, I need to create. So there's this overlap between my desire for maybe eating at that time of day and maybe actually wanting to create something. So writing or
yeah,
drawing. Do you notice that too with your
I
clients? Or
do. And that's where, like, my little group program is called Food is Not Your Problem.
food is not your problem?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's
Because
not.
everybody says, not
Food.
everybody, even myself before, if I could just stop eating at night.
If I could just stop eating that chocolate, if I could
Yeah, if I
just
could stop.
stop eating the Nutella, right? Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's really not the problem, as we know. When we
No,
do
it's not.
hypnosis, we can really get to that deep rooted problem and become free. And that's what I love, just the freedom that it brings.
Agreed. And I'll just walk through how my clients perceive some of this and see. I bet your clients listening can respond to this or resonate with this, but a lot of times we really do need something to do, right? We're working hard. We might be working all day. A lot of our clients have two jobs, meaning they go to a job where they're getting a paycheck and then they come home. They have their second job where they're caring for their family, they're serving their family, they're doing other things. So they go from one job to the next, or it's a stressful day. And so often clients find themselves in the kitchen, right?
Oh,
They're
yeah.
not hungry, but they know, and they might realize that they're not hungry, but they don't have anything else to do. And this is really where the problem comes and where hypnosis is such an awesome solution, because hypnosis gives our clients a tool, and it gives them a very effective tool because now they have something to do. If they don't know, like I end up in the kitchen, I know I'm not hungry, but I probably shouldn't go back to work because that's why I ended up in the kitchen in the first place.
Exactly.
So now this is where a lot of our clients, this is where we need to help them transform. Because for a lot of people, don't go back to work. You do have to serve yourself in that instance. You have to understand, okay, I realize I'm not hungry. Okay, I get that. But what do I need? What is it that I really need right now? And we have to pause. We have to do hypnosis. We have to do something to meet that deeper need. And so how do you find that is rolling out in your programs?
I think many of my clients, I had a guy just the other day who he came in for weight loss, but he was also so surprised at how effective the two breath technique can be
Mm,
to get that
yes.
pause. When I have them practice that two breath technique, it allows the interruption to happen. That
Wow.
busyness stops. Thinking about the color, taking in the breath. Oh, body calms down.
So now they have some control.
And now there's control.
Even just a little bit of control. But when people feel like they have that handle, they have that little bit of control. Oh, now they can make and keep small promises. Now they can follow through. Now there's that pause for a second.
And that pause can allow them to stop old patterns. There's no more running on that autopilot of the old habit. We've interrupted it. Now I can make a better choice and satisfy what's really needed. And I think it was you that had a really good question. What do we really need
Hmm.
instead of what do I?
Yeah,
What do we? Because we all have all these parts to us.
that's right. I started referring to myself in the we a couple years ago so that it wouldn't be so egotistical. And it wasn't just a we, meaning Erica, it meant a collective too. So it's what's best for us, meaning me, my family, my community. And it's kind of
Yes.
helped me think of things a little more broadly and a little longer so I could get rid of the desire for instantaneous gratification. It was like, what's better for all of me and all of us in this moment. So thank you for noticing that.
Yeah. That,
Yep.
that it's so important, that broader perspective. This came up in someone I was talking to that shared a poem.
Mhm.
And yeah, the broader perspective, all of us.
Nice. What would you want to say to one of your clients out there or potential clients sitting there listening to this and they're thinking about maybe doing hypnosis? Maybe they're on the fence. What would you say to them?
You can do it.
Mhm. You can
It
do it and it's
is.
worth
It
it.
can it can be scary and it's so worth it.
So worth it.
I think that's one of the biggest fears is I see so and so can do it, but I don't know if I can.
Right.
Yes, you can. Yes. And it is all worth it completely. You get to live your best life living
Yep.
hypnotically.
So how do you live hypnotically? How are you applying it to your life every day?
I also use my 7th pass self-hypnosis
Yep.
daily with my
Nice.
regular self-hypnosis, so I can give myself positive feedback, but I also add the spiritual aspect in my
Yep.
personal life.
And how does language and self-talk play into it's really big for me. I had a lot of negative self-talk in my life, and it's still something that I continually have to manage. There's a part of my mind that likes to interrupt and tell me that things should be more perfect and faster
Right.
and better. And so getting rid of or alleviating negative self-talk, getting to the root, understanding the real need and flipping that is something I'm constantly doing.
Oh,
So for
yeah.
me, language is a big part of my internal work. How is that playing out for you?
That's very much the same for me, the
Yeah,
language. We're never done. We're human beings. It's okay.
that's right.
We're all
That's
okay.
yeah. It's
And we're
important. We're never done. It is important to watch how we're speaking to ourselves. And I think that
so
there's just
critical.
so many of my clients come in unchecked, right? Meaning they're verbally, oh, that's terrible. I can't believe I said that. Oh, I'm so dumb. And actually saying negative things to themselves out loud. And I just think it's important for us as hypnotists, and I love human beings. We're way more powerful than we realize. I want
I
everybody to
just wrote that
know.
down earlier today.
You
We're way
did?
more powerful than we realize.
Yeah. If you have any negative self-talk, please catch it. Please catch it. It's just a bad habit. Negative self-talk is like a messy room. We've all had a messy room before, and it's really nice to get it cleaned up. If you hadn't cleaned your room in 10 years, what might you find there?
I love
Right?
that. Right.
So cleaning our self-talk is like cleaning up our room, cleaning up how we speak to ourselves. And it's something that I find I'm constantly helping my clients with is to improve how they love on themselves, how they treat themselves, how they're talking to themselves, because that, in addition to the hypnosis that we do, this self-talk, like this type of thing, how we're treating ourselves is so important. I'll tell my clients because a lot of them are like shining their light everywhere. They are uplifting and helpful, and they're the moms and the supporters everywhere. And so I'll say, take that light out of you and shine it back on yourself. Because so many of my clients are so loving and nurturing and amazing to everyone in their own life, their kids, their spouse, their family, but they're so hard on themselves.
We're our own worst critic.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
please consider resolving it if that's you. It's absolutely worth it to find
Right.
peace in your heart and mind. And when we speak to ourselves more kindly, I found that then when I'm in a moment of crisis where in the past I might have wanted to verbally say something negative because I'm saying it to myself all the time, I don't do it anymore. So my communication with others has greatly improved because my own internal self-talk is more loving.
Yeah. It's so powerful too. What I also notice after years of working and doing hypnosis, it can have the most profound impact on other family members, even family members that you do not live with. This is big.
Tell the story. Can you tell us a little more about that?
I've
Mhm.
had several clients who drinking too much
Yeah.
were able to stop drinking, and it had an impact on a sibling. I've had clients who changed their whole internal dialogue. Creativity came out. They've started new businesses, and all of a sudden, other people in their family quit those jobs that they hated so much, got out of stress. Now they're not feeling horrible and having
Mm.
what I would say symptoms of diagnoses of different kinds. All of
Mm.
a sudden, things start to get better in the most profound areas, things you wouldn't think of.
We
And
can have a
time
positive
after
impact,
time, I
right?
get these stories saying, "You wouldn't believe this. What do you think about this, Lisa?" I'll say, "I don't know, but what do you think? Keep going."
Seems like they're modeling good behavior, and other people in their family are feeling safe and courageous enough to follow through on their own dreams when they see their family member do it.
Yeah, things you didn't think were possible, they're possible. And doing hypnosis helped that happen.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I remember having a session with a client, and she told me ahead of time that she had been having an issue with her sister. And the issue with her sister had come about because their parents had passed away, and there was an issue with the will and the estate. And this is a common issue, right?
It is.
And so she hadn't talked to her sister for over 2 years. And in hypnosis, she's really sad about it because she missed her sister and she was reminiscing on their connection and how much she missed that. And so we did some really good deep work in hypnosis to reconnect that and do some forgiveness and just release things that weren't helping her anymore.
Yeah,
And in
that's
the
the big
post,
one, forgiveness,
yeah.
isn't it? Yes.
And then we're sitting there in the post hypnotic interview. She's about ready to go. She grabs her phone. We had just talked. I asked her, put an ending on the sentence I've changed because now I know we're talking about insight and I'm reiterating what came up during the session. And she grabs her phone and she looks at it and she just, like, her tears, like she just paused and she couldn't really even say anything to me. She just pointed the phone at me. And I didn't really know what it was. All I could see was it was a message. It was the green kind of color of a iPhone message. And through tears, she is pointing and saying to me, it's my sister. It's my sister. Her sister, they hadn't talked, texted, nothing in 2 years.
Yeah,
And
that's a
then,
perfect example.
isn't that beautiful?
It is so
Right,
beautiful.
right. Good. Awesome. Anything else you want to share today?
I love what you're doing and living hypnotically. It's the best way to live.
That's right. That's right. You do it so well, Lisa. You're such an inspiration. You've been helping so many people, and it's just such an honor to have you here today. So thank you, thank you, thank you so very much. How
Thank
can
you,
people
Erica.
how can people connect with you?
Through email, lisashooklife@gmail.com, or my
Mhm.
website, lisashookhypnosis.com. Yeah,
Beautiful. LisaShookHypnosis.com and LisaShookLife at
yes,
gmail.com. Okay, great. We'll
yes.
make sure to write those down for everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. I'm Erica Flint, author of Can You Be a Hypnotist? We do have a new guide out right now, so you guys can grab that at CascadeHypnosisTraining.com/guide. Our next hypnosis training course is April 21st through 27th. Please check out Lisa Shook and her website. She's got a group hypnosis program. She's teaching hypnosis. She's helping all sorts of people with relaxation, with weight loss, with a lot of amazing things that'll help you lead a better life. She's living hypnotically, and so am I. So thanks for joining. You can find us at CascadeHypnosisTraining.com. And until the next episode, bye for now. Live hypnotically. Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks, Erica.
All right. Awesome job. Thank you so much. And you really are a bright, shining light. I just love you so much. Thank you for all of the goodness that you're bringing into the world.
Thank you for bringing your light into the world. I love you.
Thank you.
I really do. I appreciate you so much.